We are live from Las Vegas. I got AG here with me.
Cheers.
Wasted Talent's got other stuff to do, but he's going to be here soon, throwing down from Vegas as well as the season approaches. It's the 2022 Men of Order I Got Next NFL preview. We are live, straight from Vegas. Here we go. Let's get it. Welcome, everyone. We are here live at HotepCon. It has been an amazing weekend. AG, like this has been lit. Like I can't even describe it.
There's literally nothing to complain about.
No, the food has been amazing. The content. Oh my God, the speakers, everything that we've seen this weekend.
People here, the
people
service,
here. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's been badass.
That's really all you can say. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to the Raiders game.
You go to the Raiders game.
So
that's what I was about to say.
Shout out Wasted Talent. I'm sure he'll probably hit a couple.
That's right.
Or at least be broadcasting during some of them and whatnot. But
right.
Yeah, big shout out to Wasted Talent. So I'll be in your nation.
Yeah.
I'll be in your nation tomorrow afternoon
right.
for their preseason game against the Vikings. But I guess the main point we wanted to really talk about was just check in from Vegas, one, most importantly. But second, we have a new fantasy writer, Cyril. So I don't know if you guys have seen the posts on menoforder.com, but yeah, he's been writing some good stuff. We had him start off with just rookies, so he's got the top 5 rookie running backs, rookie wide receivers, rookie quarterbacks, the best defenses. We knew we were getting a little late into it with starting him off, so next year we'll do like more in-depth stuff. And we got draft strategies and management strategies coming during the season.
That's what I was going to say. That in-season management, week-to-week stuff, and then as we get into the season, the DFS stuff starts to really percolate. I know everybody likes to get into the DFS stuff early just because you got to get your fix in, but you really start to learn about what you can count on and where some of these player trends and where some of the bargains are as you get later into the season. Some of this stuff is tough because even if you know who's winning some of these camp battles, those coaches have some tricks up their sleeve. Right. They don't reveal it until game one.
Exactly.
They're not going to let you know that week one opponent. They're not going to let you know who they're going to start at running back and what kind of formations they're going to be running and how much they're going to mix those guys in. So you learn a lot more, and then that stuff starts to really.
I think one of the most special parts about it is when we're going to be kind of discussing how the matchups are going with the quarterback drama on a certain team. Because if you're a busy man like most of us Men of Order are, you know what I mean. It's you see what I mean?
but you
don't have time to check in. But if you check it on menoforder.com, we'll have updates for you and everything.
But there are some things that you can exploit throughout the season, especially in DFS when you have, let's say you got an elite receiver, but they're going up against an elite corner, but you've got a really good number 2 receiver, and that corner on the other side is a scrub. The offense is going to flow to that other side because they're just going to. Sometimes they don't want to go to that island. It just happens. So let's talk about some predictions for 2022. Where you see this thing going? We got the Rams coming off of an epic. I mean, they put together a squad, and there's a lot of veteran guys that were coming in there to just kind of get that ring, or in Von Miller's case, to get another ring, but with another team and to kind of help them over the hump.
OBJ got his ring.
Exactly. You got all these guys that got their rings finally, but that team is it's hard to do that again when you have that much veteran.
Well, they lost Von Miller.
Right.
He's on the Bills, who is my.
That's your pick. That's your pick to get the
I have Bills versus Bucks when it's all said and done. I'm not sure who wins that matchup. That's going to be a good one. But, I mean, I feel like if I'm putting Brady in the Super Bowl, I guess, bet with Brady at that point.
It's hard.
But we'll see how it goes during the season, obviously. I might change that up, but that's my preseason bet for now.
It's hard to bet against Brady when he comes out of retirement for like the 4th time or whatever. Like his fake retirement where he never actually retired. I'll give him credit. He's not as much of a douche about it as Brett Favre was. Where Brett Favre would like literally sit out like all the training camp and like decide he wasn't retiring right before week 1. So at least he's doing this the people credit that way. But let's talk about the Bengals a little bit because they're still I think they're still putting some pieces together, and they're a very young team
100%.
that has a lot of talent. But I want to warn people. I remember I was a big Dan Marino fan,
Okay.
and I remember in his second season, went to the Super Bowl, lost to Joe Montana in the Super Bowl, and there was a lot of talk that this was going to be like a repeat, matchup over and over again. They even did a Coke commercial or something where they were like, "We'll see you again next year," or something like that. Marino never made it back to the Super Bowl, and I'm not trying to wish that on Joe Burrow. Love Joe Burrow, big LSU fan, so like this is that hits home for me. But you can't take anything for granted, and I hope they stay as hungry as they seem to be in that season, and hopefully that Super Bowl loss stings enough to keep them hungry.
100%. And I mean, I agree with you. I think they're definitely a building team. They're obviously very young. Joe Burrow's got to, make sure that knee is all good and everything as well. So there's that factor. But I don't really see the Bengals having a run like that. I think they got on a hot run. Not this year, at least. Like, I think you're right. They're a couple pieces away still.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, they were almost right there.
No, it was a little bit of lightning in the bottle
that
last year.
happens.
They
You
caught
know
some
what I mean?
breaks.
Exactly,
Yeah.
that happens. I mean,
They
look at the Giants
let
wild
the
card
Bills
seasons
and
whatnot.
they let the Bills and Chiefs kind of take each other out.
They beat each other up.
So
yeah,
and
exactly.
they got lucky with the Titans. Kind of Tannehill kind of threw the game away to them.
And don't forget, as Ant already let us know, that game was fixed anyway. So we knew we had the Bengals all along.
Fair enough.
That's a fact. We made some money off of that. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. That's why we definitely had to do a show while we were out here because we're in Vegas.
But the elephant in the room is, speaking of Vegas,
Okay.
we know there's a significant audience that has come to this channel from the one and only Raider Nation Unlimited with Wasted Talent, Mr. Wasted Talent himself. How do we feel about the Raiders? Because I think that I hate to do this because damn, I don't like to give Jonesy credit for anything, but I think that there may be some validity to this idea that like the Raider equinox may be upon us. What do you feel? How do you feel about I know you're not picking them; you're picking the Bills.
Yeah.
But do you think it's going to be a Raiders Bills, or you think the Raiders get knocked out earlier?
You got to think. I mean, they still, with all the drama that happened last season. I mean, we covered a bunch of it. If you go into our archives on this channel, we've covered so much of it throughout the year. But despite all of that, they still made the playoffs. They were, how close from winning that game against the Bengals, and that Joe Burrow Bengals run never even happens at that point. So, the pieces are there at that point. You got the same quarterback, and you brought in Devontae Adams. You got Josh McDaniels head coach, which is, obviously with that offense, the talent on that offense, you would think Josh McDaniels could take care of that and really turn it into something special. So I definitely feel it, and I hate to do this also because it was just the preseason. But that first game of the NFL season, Raiders-Jaguars.
Yeah,
so there's two reasons I shouldn't do
It's
this.
the Jags.
It's the Jags and it's preseason.
Right.
But they just looked like a well-coached, well-oiled machine.
You could see some
You know what I
stuff.
mean? So
Yeah.
despite it being some of the players that might not get as much playing time or as much shine, they might be special teams guys.
You got to see a cultural influence on the field.
And that's why I was like, they're playing while I'm out here. I don't fly out till Monday, so I'm gonna go check them out because I caught that game,
Right.
and I enjoyed it. It looked like a well-coached football team, so they might have something special brewing there. I don't know, but that Bills team is stacked too.
Yeah,
if you really think about it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing is too, as much as I like Derek Carr, he's not Josh Allen.
Right.
And Josh Allen showed that it was the only reason they lost that game is because the coin flip.
Oh, 100%.
And Mahomes went down and scored the first drive of
100%.
overtime. Because he was going toe to toe, blow for blow with him, and just hanging numbers on him that whole second half. And they were right there. Yeah, they were right there. So like, there's something again back to that playing with that chip on your shoulder, having that hunger that's still there. It's like, man, we didn't finish the job. We had it, and we didn't finish the job.
That plays
I think they could have won the Super Bowl if they win that game.
And what do you think about the fact that, we're guilty of it too. We've been doing it this entire show so far, but I feel like all of the NFL media that I've seen so far is doing this, and we're kind of discounting and counting out Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And obviously it's probably because of the loss of Tyreek Hill that
There's
there's a huge factor.
That defense isn't as good as it was.
Well,
That's another part of it.
so you can survive Tyreek Hill departure with Patrick Mahomes at quarterback if you have a defense that can hold you down.
Yeah, they got
So that's really what it comes down to. Yeah.
They got the other kid. Who's the kid? They got like another speed burner in the draft.
Oh, okay.
Kind of replace Tyreek.
I
And
think
I'm
I
not saying
remember,
I'm not saying it's like you just go
but go from
and it's
Tyreek to
Tyreek
yeah.
and that's it. But
We shall see though.
yeah, but they
shall
still have weapons. What concerns me is they did that thing where they played with fire even the year that they won the Super Bowl, where they were getting down big and coming back.
Yeah.
I don't think you can't play with fire like that. And Andy Reid has this this tendency to kind of like find a way to screw it up.
Yeah.
And so I think he kind of got bailed out by Mahomes that year. And I don't know.
Was that the same year? Correct me if I'm wrong. That was the same year they started off pretty slow in general too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
With like
yep.
their record
Yep.
as well. And then,
So-
and then that kept happening in games where they had to come back and
Yeah,
they started
especially
winning.
that game against
They started
Houston,
winning,
like,
but
they
it
shouldn't
was
even
like
won that. They shouldn't even make
yeah,
close
against
in that
bad
game.
teams too. That's a good point.
Yeah,
But
so-
no, I mean obviously they had the talent to still. I mean Patrick Mahomes, you can't count him out at this point.
Yeah.
He's proven himself. But going back to fantasy, since we definitely wanted to promote that
Mhm.
because we just
Cyril-
started that,
Cyril's been
and-
grinding,
and he's been
putting
doing
in
his
good
thing,
work.
man. It's
Yeah.
good work. And during the season, I'll probably jump in and start doing stuff too with
Mhm.
like some of the weekly updates. Like I cover sports and stuff on menoforder.com, so I'll probably jump in with that too and doing some betting
Yeah.
shows like we did last year.
Mhm.
Obviously, I was hot during college football last year, so I'll try to do that again. I haven't looked too much into the rosters yet or what's going on with the teams, but I will before opening weekend. I think I got like a week, so I'll look into that this week and probably start getting some sports betting shows out for college football,
Yeah.
NFL, obviously. But yeah, that's who do you have going to the Super Bowl?
So I had the Bucks as well,
Okay.
and I'm actually like I want to say Bengals, but I just don't see it happening. And I'm going to actually throw one. I'm going to throw wasted a bone, and I'm going to say Raiders Bucks, and we're going to have a chance for the Raider Nation to finally redeem the Tuck Rule game and take down the trophy and put Tom Brady in his place once and for all.
So you have the Raiders
all
beating
these
Brady,
years.
knocking him out.
After all these years, there's going to be a play. There's going to be a play. No, I'm bullshitting right now. Like
Go ahead,
I was
go
going to
for
say,
it.
there's going to be a play where he's going to go to pump fake and he's going to get stripped of the ball, and this time it's going to go the right way for the Raiders.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
no, I don't
Well,
think that's
And
happening.
then, just for the
It'll be
record,
funny,
in
though.
case that happens, let's take it a step further.
Yeah,
Look, if
I'm
you
calling
get
my
this part,
shot.
If you get this part wrong, we'll just cut it out.
Yeah,
No
that's
worries.
right, that's
But
right, that's
does
right.
Brady retire after he gets beat by the Raiders? Or does
Yeah,
he come back for another year?
I don't see him playing another year after
Even if
this.
he loses it?
Yeah,
I think
don't-
if he
I
wins,
think-
he rides off. I think he came back because he was like,
Yeah,
nah,
if he wins,
bro.
he definitely rides
I
off.
need to
But if he
win.
loses,
You think he rides off?
Man,
as
yeah,
well?
I think this is just
Because
like,
he's-
let me see if I can throw another one in. You know,
Okay.
he's. Plus,
fair.
the other thing we haven't counted into all this stuff is like it may not matter win or lose or any of that stuff. Depending on how bad he gets beat up this year, it could be not really
That's
even
true.
up to him.
Yeah, that's true. That's
You know
true.
what I mean?
That's a
Like
good point.
he's getting old,
Well-
and it's and I know he keeps himself in good shape. He takes good care of his
Obviously,
body.
yeah.
But no, I like what the Raiders have done, and I'm not just saying this because I'm here, because we're here in Vegas, but I think that's a very likely possibility that they end up at least in the AFC Championship game, and then it's going to be like I think that foursome, the Bengals, the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Raiders.
What about-
I think one of those four is coming out of the AFC. What
What
you got?
about you got any faith in Russell Wilson and the Broncos?
I
I think
don't-
they could be up in there.
They,
in
I
that
mean,
mix.
I think they could probably. I think they play spoiler role in the playoffs more than
Okay.
anything else. I don't
like
think
the
they're.
Bengals did last year.
Yeah, well, but the
So you
Bengals
think the
made that
Bengals are
run.
stamped
The
now?
Bengals could have won the Super Bowl though. The Bengals were winning
Yes.
in the Super Bowl in the fourth
Yes.
quarter. What I'm talking about is I think the Broncos could knock off one of those four teams
And then lose
early
next-
and then lose the
yeah,
next
I
round.
got
You know, like that.
Yeah.
That's I don't think they've got it in them to do it twice.
But do you think the Raiders are getting
People
past the
put
Bills?
people put a
That's
lot
the only
into
one I-
Russell Wilson, and I don't like. We haven't really seen. I know he's really had to carry the Seahawks on his back. He's gotten beat up too,
Yes,
and
that's a good point.
he had some really good weapons too. Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, but like you've got.
Yep.
It's not like he's been struggling for weapons, and he's been putting up these numbers because defense hasn't been the Legion of Doom for a long time.
Yeah,
or
that
Legion of
ship
Boom
has
or whatever.
sailed
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, so I think that people are just assuming that now that you got Russell Wilson in Denver, that like he's going to just turn into 2007 Russell Wilson again or something. And I don't know that you can count on that. It's or not 2007. Anyway, it was
I
like
got you.
13 or 14 or whatever
13,
it was.
13, I think.
I went too far back into the Peyton Manning winning Super Bowls archives, but yeah. So that's kind of those are my four that I think from the AFC, and then the NFC. The Rams are still there, and until you unseat the
100%.
king, they're still the king.
Yep.
But the Buccaneers, it's hard to say anybody's the king over Brady at this point. And he kind of has shown that if there was that argument of is it Brady or is it Belichick, I think we kind of found out.
That's true.
Like it's.
Well, somebody here that's with us here at HotepCon, Kristen, she is from Boston.
Oh yeah.
And she said that she has been following, the whole dynasty the whole time, and she was basically saying that she's not too sure if it's even Belichick anyway, or if it's these two guys that he was working with, that he hired to kind of do a lot of the technical stuff for him, and kind of like give him pointers and stuff.
Right.
I'm slipping on the name, but I had heard about the story before, but I never looked into it.
Yeah.
She told me to look into it, so I will. So you might see that on minuteorder.com sometime too, if I feel a certain way about it. But so it might not even be Belichick. But did you see Zach Wilson might have tore his ACL last night?
Oh no, I did not see
Jets.
that. Oh man.
Which is, they can't catch a break if that's true. I haven't heard if it's official, so I hope he's good. Non-contact injury. He was just trying to juke.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say because I didn't see it or anything like that. But if I hear non-contact injury might be an ACL, I'm gonna go with it's an ACL because it's hardly not. It's hardly ever not an ACL when someone goes down like that with a non-contact just trying to cut and the turf eats them. That's bad.
How's your Tigers gonna? How are they looking this year?
D-line's going to be strong. Keyshawn Butte is a monster. Got a lot of other good young talented receiver. O-line, there's a couple of Will Campbell's going to be a beast. And so we'll see. I think there's still I think there's still a year or two away from like legitimate contention. But Brian Kelly, I'm gonna say like I'm prepared to stand corrected. I didn't like the hire. Not a big fan of it, but I've been impressed with how he has handled the recruiting trail and how he is installed. Now, what we're going to have to see is like how do they respond to his system, his style, and how does that go? And then how long does it last? Like, does it have the staying power?
Okay.
Can they keep it up? Where, you have some of those coaches that it's all rah rah, and then it starts to wear on the team. Yeah, 100%. And the players just kind of like, shut up, old man.
Yeah.
So, because he's kind of he's a hard ass.
Yeah.
So, Saban gets away with it.
Yeah.
The players still love him and everything.
Well, they just,
not everybody can get away with it.
They win super consistent. If you really think about it.
Yeah.
Saban gets away with it. Hell yeah.
People in the NFL.
Exactly. So they get away with it. Quick, shout out to Steph. Shout out to Steph Colonel though in the chat.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Steph.
Washington.
He's got to come out to HotepCon next year, man.
100%, man. It's been great. I think that's a good way to end it off too.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brody.
Yes.
Holding it down here at the Ahern
Absolutely.
Hotel. If you're ever traveling to Vegas, Ahern Hotel, it's great. There's tons to do. There's a nice pool, a bar, a couple bars, bar by the pool. Very good food all around.
Insane restaurant. The accommodations, and they're getting. This is a renovation project that's been a few years in the making, and they're still in the process of updating a lot of the stuff. And it is, as they make their way through all of the different updates that they've done, it blows you away the stuff that they've already done, and it's going to be off the chain next year. So we're really excited about that. So if you got a chance, start saving your money now. Get a jar, get a HotepCon jar, and start putting money in it because it's worth a trip for sure. So with that, for AG, for Ant and Wasted Talent, who are going to join us at some point later on down the road.
Back on the East Coast,
they're back. They're holding it down on the East Coast for AG. Yep. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Live from Vegas. We are out of here.
Steph Colonel said he promises he's out here, so
there you go.
That's documented now.
That's documented.
That's documented.
That's right.
You better be here.
Yeah.
Yes,
so.
sir.
we're gonna say sayonara. AG's going to the Raiders game tomorrow, so he's gonna be telling us about that. But we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.